said there would be days like this when Dave and Rob start the show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. On Monday nights, sure we know what to do and what to say, because we love our mamas, and that's the fact, Jack. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game. Mama said is the name of the game, and what Mama says is what Mama gets from the SFP studios. Mama is right and always right. We hold our flags high as we march to the tune of her music, because Mama said is the name of the game.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday evening, and we got Mama Said. We got our mama right in the middle there.
Howdy ho.
How is everybody tonight?
I'm good.
Well, good. Dave, how are you doing tonight?
Excellento.
Good.
Rob, how are
Yeah.
you?
Rob is worn out.
I know the feeling. Excuse me.
I've been mowing all day, just about, as long as I can stand anyway. That's the Jen's out there. We're glad you're in here with us, you and Barry both. Glad y'all are doing well too. And Barry said he heard about the ceasefire between Iran and Israel. That is definitely good news.
Good deal.
Yeah. Complete and total ceasefire is what President Trump said.
Yay. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah. I did like the fact that, they launched those missiles at the U.S. military base this morning, but they called them and told them they were going to do it before they did it.
No. That's hilarious.
Well, they had to do something to save some face.
That is funny.
Yes. What's going on? All right. Well, we are here. We are large, and we are in charge. Miss Elizabeth coming back after her big trip up to Alaska. Yeah, this is the first Mama said since she's been back. She has been on the show once between then and now. We
Yeah.
heard about her bike page.
Oh, that was an ordeal.
Yes. Yes, that I'm sure that was lots of fun.
No
Uh,
more, no more bicycles for me unless it's a tricycle, one of those that's got the big rubber wheels on them,
you
and
know,
one in the front and two in the back with the basket in the middle and the back.
you talking about a big wheel? We had those when we were
Yeah,
kids. That'll work.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I loved the big wheel as a kid.
Yes, that's where you got that nickname, Evil Knievel.
Well, no, you suggested it.
Well, I thought it was either that or Super Elizabeth, the
No,
Super Dave.
that's all right.
And we already got a Dave, so
That's all right.
Oh,
Well, look, before we get on started on any topics this afternoon or this evening, I want to do a review of a company, if that's okay.
that's just fine.
Okay, and I'm going to say the company's name because this is an honest review from me. I had been saving up to buy a bag. I really am interested in one. I'm being really serious there, Barry.
That was Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. I really am interested in one. That would give me some exercise to ride between my house and my daughter's house. And, if my granddaughters want to ride in the big basket in the back, they can.
Yeah, it'd be like a rickshaw.
Yeah. Oh, you being funny tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You had to get some tape and tape your eyes back like
oh,
me.
shut up. Shut up.
All right, great kids, we're gonna go have some fried rice.
I'll smack you in a minute. So, I saved up to buy this piece of luggage to carry on my vacation. And it was my retirement gift to myself.
Yeah,
Okay. And it was not a cheap piece of luggage, but it was a carry on piece of luggage that would fit under your seat. And it was a nice bag.
yeah.
And the bag is by Nomad Lane. Okay. Had great reviews from everybody that's bought it. Um, I've done my research on carry on bags and everything. This company's bag was supposed to be a great bag. So I ordered my bag on May the 14th. And so
May
it's
the 14th, and you're leaving out when?
I left out on May the 8th. I'm sorry, on June the 8th.
So it had almost a month.
Yeah, I had almost a month to get here. And so I thought, oh, that gives me plenty of time because according to their website, it took 2 days to process the order, 3 to 5 days to get to me.
Okay.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. So all that time processed still wasn't delivered. I sent them a little message. Hey, I want to check on my package. I still haven't heard anything or got it. They said, oh, don't worry, it'll be here or it'll be shipped out to you within, in about a week. I said, okay, that's fine. I'll still have time. In a week, still didn't get it. Sent him another message. Said, hey, my trip keeps getting closer. What's going on? And at this point, um, they said the color you ordered is on back order. Okay, if they knew that, why not make that color unavailable on their website or list it out as on back order?
Yeah,
If you're a big company, have courtesy and do that, or at least email the people that ordered that bag. Email them and say, "Hey, that bag is on back order, and are you willing to wait for that color, or would you like to switch colors?"
yeah.
So I said, "Well, hey, when will it be in? This is the date I'm leaving for my vacation." And I even gave like 2 days before I was actually leaving. because I got to have time to pack.
Right.
And oh no, it'll be here and it'll get to you in time. I said, okay. And as time kept getting closer, I kept getting more worried, kept getting more worried. And I finally sent him another email. I said, listen, can I just change colors? Because I'm really getting worried that this bag is not going to be here to me in time. They said, oh, yeah, that's fine. Um, because the color was still not in.
Right.
And they gave me the option to change colors. I said, they sent me the colors that were available. I chose a different color. And I said, now, can you guarantee me that this bag will be here by, and I said, I was leaving on, I think it was a Sunday, no, a
Right.
Saturday, I believe.
Okay.
And I said, can you guarantee me this bag will be here by Wednesday, Thursday at the latest? Yes, we guarantee you that it will be there. And no, I got an email from them saying it would be delivered and that it would come the following Monday after I'd already left.
Right.
So
Knucklehead.
I'm still upset about it because I didn't, first of all, they were not very professional in their communication in letting me know the color was on back order. And two, that, hey, it's on back order. Would you be interested in switching colors? And then after they guaranteed me that it would get to me on time, that they didn't fulfill that guarantee. And, this is a large company, Nomad Lane, large company. And this was,
Expensive too. That's
yes,
expensive stuff.
it is. It was not a cheap piece of luggage at all. And then for it to come after I've already left, is just very disheartening.
Did you send it back? Was it there when you got back?
It was my daughter put it in my house when I got back, and I've emailed them and told them I needed to return it, and they had the nerve to ask me, well, why are you returning it? I said, because it didn't get to me in time for my vacation. Oh, and then
Wow.
they sent me a refund of $10 for my trouble.
Oh my gosh.
That's a huge refund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge, huge refund.
We sorry we were a pain in the butt for everything and all this. I'd call them back.
And here's the
Is
thing,
that
if
going to
they
pay for the? I mean, you have to pay for the shipping to send it back.
I do not know.
Okay.
They've sent me a return label to send it back. They're paying for the return and everything. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even open the box. I didn't do anything. Um, I'm just got to print the label and slap it on there, tape it on, and I'm sending it back for a
I
complete
don't blame you.
refund.
I don't blame you. Ugh.
So everybody on here, if you'll tag them for me, because I want them to see,
Hey,
you
put the
know,
name up there in the chat so we all know
yeah.
who to do it to. Do they have a email or?
You can go on their website and enter when it says contact us, you can contact them, but they do not have a phone call. They do not have as far as a number or anything. And which is sad.
They don't even want to talk to their customers.
No.
I normally don't do business with people if they don't have a phone number. So I'm a stickler on that. If you ain't got somewhere where I can reach out and talk to you, we've lost her. What'd you
Withdraw.
do? What'd she do? She did it.
Wi-Fi's have been bad here lately.
Have they? Yeah.
That's true, Barry.
Yeah. He's back.
Sorry, you was asking me to put it in the post, and it asked me to join. There it is. It asked me to join YouTube, and it clicked off. I'm still learning all of this.
No. Uh, yeah, Barry said just the process of going to UPS or the post office to return is an expense worth more than $10.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
See if did that show up in the chat? What I just put.
That went to private. I'll put it up in the.
Oh, comments.
Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
See, make sure that's right.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to send them some nasty grams.
Yeah, I mean, and then when I asked if I could speak to a supervisor did get back to me, and but they weren't willing to send it to me. Oh, express or overnight or whatever. It was just very aggravating.
Wow. So their fault that they didn't get it to you on time. They didn't reach out to you. They
Yeah.
didn't do anything on their end to assist the process. And then it was your fault, basically.
Yeah, there was a lot of gaslighting, I felt like.
I'm looking for a contact us. Our story, press. I'm looking. See if I can see where's that.
I think it's all the way down at the bottom, maybe.
Oh, they got reviews.
Oh, I plan on putting one on there.
Let's see. Our story, press return policy. Contact us. It's right down at the bottom of the page on the right hand side, folks. So go to Nomad Lane and yeah. Name, email, phone number, and then a comment. And they want to know if you want to agree to receive their newsletter or accept the conditions of the privacy policy.
Yeah.
It says over here, thank you so much for your interest in reaching out. We will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Yeah, and there's no phone number at all. Wow.
Before long, that's what's going to happen when you have to make a return at the local drive-through for your burger not being right. They'll say, we'll send you a return envelope.
You know what? I bet there's enough empty fast food bags in a vehicle where you probably just shove it right back in a bag and throw it at them. Here's your return bag.
Yeah.
Nomad Lane.
Yeah.
Mm.
The problem is a lot of companies have cut to make a profit. They've cut so much help. It's customer service, supply chain, all that suffering.
Yes.
It really is. It's all bots. What Barry was saying earlier. It's all bots and chats and assistants and all. It's all AI, computer. When you can get to a person, usually you can get something done. But sometimes those things work. I mean, I've used them. Sometimes they don't.
I won't deal with them if there's any way. But then your choice is dealing with a bot that speaks English but is dumb as heck, or speaking to someone with an accent so bad that you can't understand them.
Oh, I know.
Or you are number 156 in line.
Yes.
And you're on the phone for 4 hours hearing cruddy music.
Yes.
I know if you're going to be that long, at least give me something good to listen to.
No doubt.
I know. They make you listen to something that makes you want to go out and off yourself. I mean, it's like,
yes.
Good Lord.
Yes.
It would make elevator music sick. is what they play when you're on hold.
Then when you do get through, then it's the person you can't understand,
Yeah.
or they can't understand you.
And then you get cut off. And they're not calling back. Then you got to start the process all over again.
And at that point, you're just so tired of doing it. You're just like, screw it.
That's what they count on.
That's what they're hoping for. No, we got cut off. Bull crap. They hung up. they ain't ever gonna make me believe that we just got cut off.
I know.
I ain't believed it yet. That's like, what they say, like when they call you and they tell you, what about your car's extended warranty? And you say, look, don't call me back. Take my number off your list. Okay. Lie.
Yeah.
I generally just stay online and say, okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to take me off my list. It'll show up here on my phone if you take me off your list. If you don't, I know you're lying to me. Take my number off your list. Okay, it's done. No, you're lying. You have not taken my number off your. You can do that for 10 minutes.
That's great.
You know.
That's why when mine pops up, spam caller, I don't ever pick it up and just say hello.
Uh-uh.
I pick it up and just say,
you stealing my thing?
No. Like, I'll pick it up and say, Liz's Pizzeria and Mortuary. Well, let's say one day I said, wait a minute, I didn't do that one. I said, what was it? I said something about a morgue and a morgue and something. If you shoot them, we'll stuff them or something.
Taxidermy?
It might have been.
Morgan Taxidermy Company?
Yeah.
You shoot them, we'll stuff them.
And then I said something about, sorry, Dave, I said something about a hoe house one time. I said, this is Liz's, let's see, did I use Liz? I don't think I did. I said, this is so-and-so's hoe house. You got the time and the dough. We got the hoe. They hung really fast on that one.
Yes. Well, I have used the same one here for a while because I really liked it. And I generally get the reaction that I'm shooting for. This is Rob's coffins and condoms. We got you covered coming and going. What size do you need? Huh? But we got to have some fun in life. These guys are going to call and annoy us. We might as well have fun with them.
Oh gosh, yes.
Although that came back to haunt him one day because it was a legit call.
And yeah, it was.
I know. Yes, he told me that.
Was wringing them words in real fast.
Oh no, I was having fun with it. At that point in time, you've already stuck your foot so far down in your mouth that your toes are wiggling out your butt crack. So you might as well have fun with it.
I was in Killer Carl's chat Saturday night listening to them, and they apparently some Saturday nights they do prank calls. So they did one. Carl acts like he's a Jewish rabbi. He called a Palestinian business and asked if they would make a donation to support Jewish causes. And the guy says, "Well, I'm not the owner." He said, "Well, how about you, sir? Would you like to make a nominal donation, to help our Jewish friends?" He just hung up.
Oh, how funny.
And Carl does a pretty good Jewish voice. He sounded like the rabbi. They're crazy. Oh my goodness.
Well, there's someone I could think of that was on YouTube. Hadn't been back in a while, but when he comes back, we need to get him to call that guy and use that voice.
I'll do that, Barry. I'll leave one on Google.
Yeah, I know, Barry. That's rough.
Michael, I have done that. Or something very similar. I've called them and been like, they call me, ask me about my warranty, and I'll be like, dude, I lost my hands in a farming accident. I can't drive. What are you talking about? My warranty. You need to apologize. This ain't funny, dude. And just go off on them, you know. They don't like it when you do that, but it's fun.
That's funny.
Well, I could tell the one on my grandmother again. It's been a while probably since I told it. I put my cat on the phone and let my grandmother, God love her. I mean, she was an amazing lady, and she was very funny. And she was also very hard of hearing, and as before she passed, she was kind of gullible to some of the stuff out there. Well, my Aunt Rita was there. My Aunt Rita was she is a very sweet lady. She never did anything wrong, but she would instigate some stuff sometimes. And so this person called my grandmother. And my Aunt Rita had picked up the phone and she put on her old lady voice. And he asked her, said, ma'am, do you have any pain? Now, we sell braces. There's no cost to you. They're free to you. Now, they charge insurance. They're free to you. You don't have to pay for it or anything. Just, do you hurt anywhere? And Aunt Rita put that old woman voice on. I said, oh, I don't believe you have nothing to help my pain. Oh, yeah, we make braces for everything. Just tell us where you hurt, and we'll send you a brace for it. Oh, I don't think that'll help me. You ain't going to make a brace that helps me. Oh, yes, ma'am, we can. We can. Where do you hurt? Well, I've got hemorrhoids. And the guy was like, click. And Grandma was sitting there, but Grandma was hard of hearing, so Aunt Rita thought she was safe. And my grandmother looked at her like this. Now they think I've got hemorrhoids. So she was in trouble. So I waited a few days. She'd tell the story. And I waited a few days. And I called up there. Ma'am, were you the one needing the hemorrhoid brace? We've got one. I'm going to come down there and kick your butt. I didn't fool her a bit. She knew exactly who it was.
Of course.
Dave, would you do something like that?
No. No, it's just not in me to do it anymore. There was a time.
You know, when we were kids.
I got cured of all that once when I was a teenager, and we prank called this, and an old lady answered, and oh my gosh! By the time we got done, I think we were in tears, crying because we felt so bad about it. Because she was so sweet, and I said I ain't doing that no more, and I didn't. We were acting like she could win a prize for a Hawaii vacation or something. Oh my gosh. Me and my friend both were like wanting to get off the line, and she kept trying and kept trying. We're like, oh, this is like not good. Well, we'll call you again another time. Well, let me try one more time. I really would like to go. I'm an old lady. I've never been nowhere.
Oh, that sounds like somebody. Sounds like somebody was having some fun right back with you.
She was legit. It was a legit voice.
Oh.
Dean said he would. and your mama be whooping you upside the head, boy. Don't be thinking you're gonna do that.
That would be funny. We could crank call Dean's mom.
If you could get your son to say he loves Kyle Busch, you'll win a prize. She'd been there with a hammer. Say it.
Skillet. Had the cast iron. He'd be getting a Willie Nelson treatment. Beat him with the cast iron skillet. What do you mean, no? You know she wouldn't, or no, we can't crank call her.
No, he wouldn't say it. That's what he's saying.
Oh, he would too.
I bet she hit him hard enough with that cast iron skillet, she would. Or
I
he
bet he
would.
Yeah.
That reminds me of some people they had somebody stealing from them valuables, and so they set a trap. They talked about something that they had, some money that came into or something, and yeah, Dean, but I do. I got 3 numbers, brother. Anyway, it turned out it was an employee of them. So they were waiting, and when the guy reached in to steal out of the closet, they come out with clubs and chains and all kinds of things. They beat that boy to a pulp. And they said, go ahead. We want you to try again. I don't want to. We'll hit you. And still hit him. And they wore him out. Their only problem was they videotaped it.
Oh.
And the videotape got pulled into evidence, and every one of them, I think, went to jail for beating him. They called it they held him prisoner and
unlawful detainment.
Yeah. The law flows both ways.
Yeah. Now, Dang, you don't really think we call your mom and crank call her, do you?
Another thing that happened was some friends were crank calling at a friend's house, and his phone got took out because of it. So that was another thing that happened while we were teenagers. Just a couple of doors down, his dad was a retired state trooper, and it was a big stink, like one kid got banned forever from the house. I mean, it was bad. Like there were things happened. Like it was good. It was good that it happened. We stopped our shenanigans.
Well, Roy D. Mercer kind of made that stuff famous. Didn't he get in trouble for it too?
That is a myth and a rumor I keep hearing about, but they were actually radio station DJs.
Yeah.
And the people that had it set up knew the people they were calling. And at the end, they would always reveal who they were. They would say their name or something. I mean, some people might have got mad, but they would always call and tell them, hey, it was a radio station. They'd call them back until they got, told them what it was. But they always cut that part off, so a lot of people don't know that. They would always just cut that. But there's a rumor about that. I don't know. Maybe they just told them to stop doing it or whatever. But that was. I think I was out in Oklahoma or something. It was like it was a morning show if I remember right. And I've heard the full thing of him. I think he's dead now.
Yeah, the guy that did the voice for Roy D. Mercer has passed away. He was 69. They were from Tulsa, Oklahoma. No, it doesn't say anything about him.
There's a rumor. My son swears it. And I'm like, where did you hear that?
I've heard that rumor.
But I don't think that's true. But if you'll notice, well, you may not have noticed, but hey, Anthony.
Hey,
Uncle Jeb is using that tagline now. Just how big a boy are you? Without saying the Mercer part. And actually, that's going to be tied into a coffee. Uncle Jeb's coffee. I just uploaded that today. I put three more logos to the coffee site. We got 5 total. I've still got to do a little work there. What's funny is you can choose one blend, or you can select everything they got and put that logo on it. So if somebody wanted that particular in whatever they wanted, the option can be there. I didn't know they did that. Wow. I found that out by accident.
So what you're saying is, if we put the coffee up there, they could pick their own label for it.
They can. They can pick the label they want and the blend they want. The only one that we couldn't do that with would be yours, Rob.
Okay.
Your hazel or caramel.
Sure.
That wouldn't work. But if we just stick to the rest of them to the logo, they could choose as light or dark as they want, whatever they want. So it's an option.
Yeah.
How is Miami, Florida tonight? I think that's where Anthony's from.
A lot of crook spray on the elderly. Barry, are you saying a lot of cooking spray on the elderly? You shouldn't be spraying cooking spray on the elderly. Oh, crooks. Spray. Okay. Okay. That crook spray and, that just kind of, that space there made all the difference in the reading of that.
Yeah, he does a lot of speech to text because I think Barry, he said down here he's legally blind.
Okay.
He's had a lot of health problems.
I'm not trying to make fun of you. I was just
no, I know. I just letting you know. He and our listeners sometimes, and he tries, but that speech to text don't understand Southern. I can tell you it don't. I've tried it before. Going down the road, I'll be like, "That's not what I said."
I know.
All right. All right. Now, Steve, our Celtic blacksmith, he gets Southern. This is the way I think he spelled.
He's in the Keys right now. Nice. Enjoy. I've never been down that far.
This is where he said that you were trying to send him that time. Hey, yo. He gets it. He might be from Ohio, but he gets Southern speak. Or at least he can spell it. Huh?
Yeah, but he sure does have a dose of Yankee in him.
Oh, he does.
He's got some weird stuff
Hey,
going on.
hey. Leave his personal life out of it. Sorry, Steve.
He's a Yank. Through and through. There ain't no doubt about it.
Yes,
he did come in. We talked about climbing Mount Everest and Sherpas, and he turned it into a sexual thing. Steve, he's always got to turn climbing Mount Everest and Sherpas into a sexual comment.
It was pretty funny, though. He said he found out that there might be a Sherpa to get up into AOC's bed. Was it AOC?
No, it was Scarlett.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't say AOC.
No, he's changed over Scarlett Johansson.
Well, that's better than AOC.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I don't know. Out of everybody on the channel, who tends to be the most irreverent? Got to be someone on that side. Where'd you go?
She's hot.
Get back in here. Dave, I'm going to let you fill that one because I think you're the least irreverent.
Oh, I mean, I've had my moments.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Yes, Chuck is the most irreverent. Yes.
I don't know that we can answer that.
I don't think I run her off. I said somebody on that side. I wasn't picking on her.
That's all in the eye of the beholder,
Oh, and I got a text her. Maybe I did run her off. I wasn't talking about her. Oh, there she is. Okay. I wasn't talking about you. You didn't have to leave.
No, I had a phone call coming through.
Oh, okay.
I didn't recognize the number, so
Uh, let's see. I have a friend that's moving up to northern Georgia to work specifically the military as a lawyer. I think he put the, it should be, should he go directly to Warner Robins, or is there a better place for him? I'm going to assume that's a should he. We got some more voice to text here.
what part of
There's a lot of things we
Georgia?
don't know about that question.
Yeah.
I mean, Warner Robins is obviously an
Middle.
option, but there are some better ones. I would think, like Fort Benning.
Yeah.
That would be a much better option, I would think,
Yeah,
as far as business now. And there's just so much there.
that's why I asked what part of northern Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, but if you're coming all the way up, I mean, yeah, but still, that's way down there.
Yeah.
What kind of northern Georgia are we coming to? I mean, extreme or North Atlanta,
Yeah, because I mean,
North of Macon.
if he's coming to our part, Dave, I mean,
Tell him we do recommend him going north of the Nat line this time of year. Oh my God.
Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I guess. I don't know. That's a long trip, man. If you're talking about being in North Georgia, Warner Robins. But yeah, if you're going to go, there's nothing here as far as, well, I mean, Dobbins Air Force Base is not too far away.
is there any? There's not anything in Chattanooga, is there?
Just National Guard.
I think there's a Coast Guard station up on Chickamauga Lake, is there not?
But how much work you going to get as a lawyer? I don't
You
know.
know those rowdy Coast Guarders. They're all the time stirring up trouble somewhere. They rowdy. They rough.
Yeah, I really don't know. That's a good question, though, man.
Yeah.
Good question. Dean, did you survive your Saturday, Sunday back to work? Okay. Yeah, he went back to work, after surgery.
Oh, yeah. Have you got gnats up there where you're at? You're north of the gnat line. You're not supposed to have gnats.
We get gnats in North Georgia.
Sure, we do. Not as heavy, but we get them. And
You
ants.
You ain't got no specific whatever, just a gnats.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, Dean. Good job. Way to go. Get back in the swing of things.
12 hours both days. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, it's hot
Yeah.
in that meal.
I couldn't do meal work.
It's baby powder and Gold Bond time at our place.
No meal work. No.
When guys have to put baby powder and Gold Bond on, we call it kneading dough.
I saw this guy once. This has been 25 or 30 years ago. I was working night shift. And he went, while he was off, and he went to the lake and got sunburned really bad. Bad.
Ooh.
And he comes back to work, and it's the middle of summer. I mean, and so he's sunburnt. So he's got on the loosest, thinnest shirt he can get away with. And he's got on these old ratty jeans, but it's still jeans, and it's hot. Watching him walk made me hurt. Just watching him walk. He was trying to spread everything out, legs, arms away from the body.
Ooh.
It wasn't working.
Bless him.
Yes. Barry, it is going to be right there. The part that we're going to be there for is Saturday, July the 19th. We'll be there probably a little bit before 10 a.m., but it says it runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we'll probably be there around 8, 9 o'clock, get everything set up. But it's a 3-week event. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let me run down it real quick. I know it's right in the middle of the show, but we really want to push everybody that they can come to this to come to it, especially from this area. If you want to travel down, that would be great. There's places to stay, but it starts on Saturday, July the 12th with their big parade from the ground up, is the slogan for the parade. They're going to have a Sawega AgFest art show and dinner at 7:30 that evening. And Sunday the 13th, they're going to have the Sawega AgFest bake-off. I'm going, and I'm going to spend a fortune on tokens because I'm going to try everything they got, because I'm going to tell you something. Hell, nobody cooked like Southern women, and they're going to go to the bake-off. They're going to break out the good recipes. I said break-off. I meant bake-off.
Where's this at?
This is going to be in Camilla, Georgia. They got a phone number down there for questions. You can call that one as well. It says for event applications, but they'll answer any questions that you have. They're going to have a Farmers Appreciation Dinner on Thursday the 17th. And the little farmers, they do a lot of work, and they're the backbone of our industry down here. And I'm so proud to see them honoring them. And that just makes me happy. Saturday, July the 19th, the day we're going to be there, they're going to have the Sawega AgFest Barbecue Chicken Cook-Off. They're going to have a junior and senior division. That's going to be fun. They're also going to have the festival, which will be a lot of booths and more vendors and stuff. That's going to run from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Where we're going to be at is actually indoors and air conditioned. It's the only way to do a festival in South Georgia in July. Be there or be square. And the next Saturday, which is July the 26th, they're going to have a beauty pageant. At 2 p.m., they're going to do the baby and junior miss pageant. And then at 6 p.m., they're going to do the teen and miss pageant. So, they've got a lot of stuff set up for this. And guys, check it out. Hopefully that answered your question. It probably answered it overly much, but, it is July the 19th is when the actual festival is. Y'all come down and see Dave and Rob live at the Sawega Ag Festival.
I ought to come down and bring my baby cobbler.
I can send you the information on the app because pie is one of the things for it.
Okay.
You're gonna bring a peach cobbler?
Blackberry, I see.
Blackberry cobbler. Oh my goodness.
I love a good blackberry cobbler.
There you go.
Miss Elizabeth, you still gonna be out by the end of June?
I hope. I gotta be. They're moving in the 1st of July. I ain't got a choice. Dean.
He's just all spiffy tonight.
Dean.
Went back to work. Ever since he said he would, he's bad boy Dean tonight. Ever since he said he would make the prank phone call, he's been on the edge.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to get off it.
Don't worry, Mama get him.
I don't know who Dean is, but he's not making my nice list.
I think he said he'd like some 2% milk and some store-bought blackberry cobbler.
Well, today he can have it. He's about to get me in a hangry mood.
Are you hungry?
I am. I'm fixing to heat something up.
Sounds like it might be Dean's ears.
Not currently, no. It's fixing to be some Chinese food.
uh,
I took me a long nap this afternoon. I'll tell you what, the older we get, these time zone changes, geez, it went from a 4-hour time change in Alaska back down to a 3-hour time change. And it's kind of kicked my butt. I'm still recovering from that.
You sure it wasn't some of those bike wrecks and
It probably was, yes.
you're probably
That,
dancing to some Casey and the Sunshine Band up there, shaking, you know.
shake,
no,
shake, 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 shake.
there wasn't
Shake
none
your
of
leather
that.
pants.
Well, yeah, with them leather pants on. I think that was maybe what was going on.
No, listen, I only wore the leather pants to dinner. That was it.
Oh, that was formal wear.
That was it. And I wore a sweater with them.
Uh,
Sorry. I wore a sweater. Oh, I think it is too, Barry. I wore a sweater with my leather pants, a white sweater. I did not do any shaking and grooving. I couldn't because I was too doggone sore from the bike wrecks.
that's probably why he wore the white sweater instead of the corset thing, because he was too sore to get the thing on there and get
It was. I couldn't hardly because those two ribs was out of place.
That
I
might have
couldn't
tightened
hardly
them up a little
breathe.
bit. Might have tightened them up a little bit, made it feel a little better.
Ooh, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. And I was like, by the time the afternoon came, I was like, ladies, I gotta go take a nap. Y'all go do what you want to do. I gotta go take a nap.
Anthony, Fort Benning is Columbus, Georgia. Yeah, Fort McPherson, I think they closed it, which they should now.
Yeah.
I think they closed it.
Benning's not. Benning is, we go through that area going to, when we travel to North Georgia from here in extreme southwest Georgia. So, yeah. And believe it or not, the crocodile hunter himself, Steve Irwin, actually went to Fort Benning looking for snakes.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Hey, let me do a shout out real quick to this place right here. If I can, there it is. I went to Trenton, Georgia, Friday, and with these folks, Uncle Lars Outpost. I like these folks. Never been there before, and I like small town anyway. Love small town America, but they were cool, and I want to tell you. I like their business card. I've got one. I just I forgot to bring it down to the studio. I told them I was going to give a shout out. They were very southern and friendly, and I like that absolutely. But they had at Uncle Lars Outpost. We got ice cream. We got oh man, not the regular cone, but the other type.
Waffle.
Yeah, waffle cone. And it was scoop ice cream, and I like butter pecan. I'm a big fan of butter pecan. I have never had butter pecan like this. They didn't skimp. Now they were a little pricey, but I don't mind paying for quality. This ice cream had full size, the whole pecan.
Oh,
I loved it. It's the best ice cream I ever had, and it was scoop. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. Usually you get a little bite, Pecans are high. I mean, they're very high. So I understand why they have to charge more for that. But you know what? I don't mind. Shout out to them. If you're in Trenton, Georgia, I told them I was going to do a shout out. If you're in Trenton, Georgia, go over and Uncle Lars. I might see if I can go over and do a promo. I like these folks. That's pretty cool. But I pulled up. I got to tell you this. I pulled up. And I was just looking at the place, and there was a little family out front eating a little bit, woman. looked like a little kid, like in a stroller or something, and another bigger kid. Might have been a third one. I don't remember. And the older kid, I think they were a kid. You never know nowadays, but I think they were like a young teenager. Looked at us, pointed at us, and did a thumbs down. And I'm sitting here looking at this kid like, what the heck? I just pulled up. But his mama reached over and grabbed that hand and shoved it down and gave him a little what for. So when I walked on in, he didn't even look. I thought, I'm getting a thumbs down. I've just pulled up. What the heck?
Hey,
Sounds like the mama told him.
yeah. Anthony, I didn't realize you were asking a question there. Favorite cobbler? Peach, blackberry, blueberry, mixed berry, or apple?
Oh.
I would probably have to go apple.
I just like them all. I like desserts. Man, I like desserts.
I like boiled peanut cobbler.
What?
Boiled peanut cobbler.
Never heard of it.
He just made that up. There ain't no such thing.
Are
He's
you
made
sure
that
you want to
up.
go there? Are you sure you want to go there with me? You remember you went there with me on
No,
the monkey farm.
I'm saying
You
you
went
probably
there
made it.
with me on the chupacabra. You've gone down this path a couple of times. Are you sure that you want to make the boiled
I'm
peanut
saying you
cobbler?
probably made it.
Oh, okay.
I call you out on that. You probably made a lot of stuff.
It sounds kind of gross.
I did try to make it one time. It didn't work out too well.
What, praise the Lord. Sorry, but that sounds disgusting, Rob.
I'd
Yes,
say
Miss
my
Jen.
favorite one would be peach cobbler.
Butter pecan is awesome.
Are they slow churned or soft serve ice cream?
They had both. But I just said, give me the butter pecan.
Dean, I'm gonna call you out on that. Hate peach cherry ice cream. No. There is no ice cream that you can hate because any ice cream is better than no ice cream. No.
Oh,
There's
no.
definitely
Mm-mm.
an ice cream that you can hate.
Like what?
Oh, anything with cherry.
The Christmas time crap they come out with, what is that mint
The
crap?
peppermint?
It's horrible.
Oh, dude, I love peppermint ice cream.
I about threw up after eating some of that one time. I was like, oh my, it just
I haven't seen an ice cream yet I couldn't eat.
Oh, I ate it. I hated it though.
Oh.
About like you'd expect there, Anthony. About like you'd expect.
What the heck? Oh, eggplant? What they call pecans? Pecans?
Pecan. They call them pecans.
All right, let me explain to y'all the correct way to say that word. It's pecan. It's not pecan. Pecan is what you keep beside your bed at night. So if you have to go real bad and you can't make it to the toilet, we call that a pecan. Pecan is what is the nuts that you eat. Just throwing it out there.
Actually, that was just called a pot back in the day because they didn't have bathrooms.
Yeah.
That's why you don't have a pot to pee in. Some people are so poor
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have the pot. They couldn't afford it.
Or a window to throw it out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just explaining to the Yankees, why it's pecan and not pecan. It's all in pronunciation.
Nah. I wouldn't say anything because I know I butcher things like that all the time. I don't know what the emphasis is on. And even in the South, you can be horribly wrong. If you're not from some areas, you don't know how they say it Because, down there, Rob, they say that city name all wrong. So, I mean, if you look it up, it's not pronounced that way. But that's the way they do it. So that's a local thing. There are places all over Georgia that you can get horribly wrong, and you don't realize you're saying it wrong until they go, hey, I thought I was saying that right here.
Lafayette.
Well, they do say Lafayette, but
yeah, but it's pronounced Lafayette, not Lafayette. Oh,
Depends on where you grew up.
I guess. It's like Cordell, Georgia. A lot of people call it Cordell. And how many times have you been called, Cordell? David Cordell.
I have, and I never make a comment because I realize they're trying. It's confusing. It's actually Cordell, Cordeal, and there's a couple more. They're all from the same root word. So I don't get hung up on it. There's a guy at work though. He does. He's a Cordeal, and he does not like it if somebody calls him Cordell. Does not like it.
You know what I hate? Is when I get one of these scam callers in and they try to say my last name. And I can go ahead and put it out there. It's Blevins. It's a very easy name. Blevins. Blevins. Simple. Simple name. And they will butcher it every time. Mr. Belvins, Mr. Bevins, Mr. It just, if I get called Belvins one more time, just one more time, I'm probably just going to snatch my hair out. Huh?
What you going to do about it?
I'm going to snatch my hair out.
That's not, if you go over near Savannah, Georgia, there's a little town right outside of Savannah. And I butchered that name one time. I was riding around with the pastor, and I said something about it, and the pastor and his wife was dying laughing. They were as country as could be, but apparently we didn't know how to pronounce their city name. It's Ludowici, I believe, but we called it Lulawiki or something like that. Well, they didn't like it. They thought it was hilarious. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
How are you, gentlemen? How are y'all tonight? Sorry I'm late.
You're not late, brother. You're right on time.
It's just hot as crap out here. So,
yes, sir.
And been running some people around. Of course, I had to do my follow-up with my doctors today. So I had to drive back to Maryland, and then I came back here to Pennsylvania. We're in Pennsylvania today. So Duncannon, Pennsylvania. So
are you back out on the trail?
Yes and no. I walk the sections that I can walk without straining my gut too much, because Pennsylvania has a lot of rock area. So when you have to climb up over rocks, it would strain my abdomen too much. So yesterday there was a nice section that I was able to walk for a couple miles that was kind of in an open field. But pretty much what I've been doing is just shuttling water and cold drinks to other hikers on the trail, trying to keep them cool. So, because it's been brutal out here. Tomorrow's supposed to be the hottest day yet. So they say we might get up to 100 degrees. So with a high heat index. So,
wow.
Yeah, a lot of people are sheltering in place, as they say. I was just over at one of the churches here in town offers their fellowship hall to hikers, and it's all air conditioned over there. I was thinking about staying there, but I stayed here last night because my crew didn't want me sleeping on the floor, because the fellowship hall you have to sleep on the floor. But the bed that I'm in here has about a 12-inch clearance, so when you crawl in there and you turn to your side, you're almost touching the top of the bunk above you. So,
wow.
So it's not a lot of room, not very comfortable. So I'm sitting in a chair right now that's a lot more comfortable than the bed. So last night I fell asleep sitting in this chair, and then I got up, went to bed. And then when I got up, I came back to the chair and said, it's more comfortable in the chair than the bed. So, but it's all good. How are you feeling, Rob?
I'm doing a little better.
Yeah.
Anthony Mazzano. Anthony's wanting to know, when's the last time you guys walked the Appalachian Trail? Well, that would have been.
Zero. I've never done it.
He's done it. Okay, we're not.
Yeah. Well, I'm not currently per se walking it, but I'm going to put my other earbud in so I can actually hear you guys better. But like I said, it's just nice to be part of the trail family and help them out however I can. And, they're thankful. And my dog tags are continuing up the trail. One of the Tramley retired Army vet, he's carrying my dog tag. So they're continuing up the trail. So they're just shy of the 1,200 mark. So they're doing really well. So,
hey, can we get his name as well?
he goes by Sour Patch.
Sour Patch.
Sour Patch. Yeah, that's his trail name. His wife is the PA that she was the one that guilted me into going to the doctor a week ago Sunday. So, but yeah, so it's good. Almost had to tell my doc today that I was done hiking because she took the Foley out of me, and then I had to wait. Then I had to wait 3 hours, and of course they wanted to make sure that I was able to pee after taking the Foley out. And I was able to pee, but the problem is she says I'm retaining too much fluid. And so she wanted to put the Foley back in. I said, Doc, you put the Foley in, I'm getting off trail. I can't do it with the Foley. So she's agreed to do we're doing some changes in some medications. And we're going to try that for a week and a half or two. And as long as I don't have any long periods of being unable to pee, she's not concerned. But her concern is if I have more than a 6 or 8 hour period of being unable to pee, she's worried that the urine will start backing up into my kidneys. And she said, that's not good. So, and this is something that she says that often happens with older men who have surgery. They will, for some reason, the anesthesia will cause this problem. And so it's just, I thought the gangrenous gallbladder was the worst part of the story, but it's not. It's the fact that my bladder is not wanting to release all of its contents. So yeah, so it's nice when you're out walking the trail, you can just wing it out and pee often, So I just she wants me to urinate as often as I can. So
That's like around my house here.
Yeah. Well, that's the privilege of a Gatorade bottle. So yes, especially the wide mouth ones. So yeah. I'm sorry, that's probably too much information, huh, Dave?
No, it's just messing with my brain. I'm like, there's so many things that can be said there. Then I rob too much. It's a natural conversation that Robin ruined for me.
I ain't using no Gatorade bottle. I'm using the tree. Okay.
Yeah.
It's dry enough down here. Those trees appreciate water from wherever they can.
Exactly. But what people don't understand is, like, in the wintertime, when it was so cold, you didn't want to have to get up, get dressed, and go outside the tent. So I do have a urine bottle that I carry, and it's a collapsible one. So at night, instead of getting up and getting dressed, you just roll over and pee into the bottle and screw the cap back on it. And then in the morning when you get up, you just pour it out next to the closest tree,
Oh, we
and
were
I'm
talking
like,
about that earlier.
yeah. So, that's the way to go. Anybody that says, oh, I'd rather get dressed and get up in sub-freezing temperatures and do that, and they're lying. So, but now it's so damn hot that you freaking lay on top of your sleeping bag and you beg for the wind to blow, you know. So, but it is supposed to start raining on Wednesday or Thursday, I think. So that should help cool it down. They can make what, Maxine Waters ice cream
and call it Mad Max.
What's the church say?
Oh, well, you know, it's been nice. You know, they have an ice cream joint here in Duncannon. I don't know if you've ever had the privilege of being in Duncannon. It's an older town, but they have the Doyle Hotel, which is a historical AT hotel on the trail, but it doesn't have air conditioning either. So everybody's trying to find some place that's air conditioned tonight. So that's the only way you're going to get some decent sleep. So,
Wow.
so yeah, my crew, I'm getting up at 4:00 in the morning, and getting them on the trail at 5. So, cause they want to at least try to get 10 miles in before it gets too hot. So, so that's really the only way to do it right now is just, there's some guys that are hiking at night tonight. That would be the other option, you know, but if you're going through some of these rocky areas, hiking, trying to get through those rocky areas in the dark can be pretty tough too. So yeah. So, but you know, it's all good. But yeah, the gallbladder coming out on Father's Day was definitely a story to be told. So, yeah. So it was consequence of eating fried chicken. So
Eating fried chicken.
well, they
fry
think.
chicken all the time.
Oh, I know, but and be thankful that you have a healthy gallbladder. So, you know, problem with mine was, I guess I you know, for 2 weeks I'd been complaining about some upper right quadrant pain, and the young lady that hikes with us, she's a PA. She goes, Dog Tag, do you still have your gallbladder? And I go, yeah. She goes, you might want to get it looked at. And then last Saturday night, one of the dog tags I'm carrying is for a soldier, for a guy that lived in Maryland, and he had said when we got to Maryland, please look him up and he'd bring us some trail magic. And so we told him we were in Maryland that day, and he goes, well, what do you guys want? So he brought, I don't drink beer, but Sour Patch does. And so he brought us beer, Gatorade, and soda out to the trail with some KFC. And of course, I ate 3 or 4 pieces of KFC chicken. And that night, I did not sleep at all that night. My stomach was bothering me. Got up the next morning and was getting ready to go out hiking. And I had the chills that I just could not shake. And I mean, it was warm outside, but I had chills. And so Mosey, she's the PA, she goes, Dog Tag, if you were treating yourself, what would you tell yourself to do? And I said, well, if I was treating myself, I'd have already transported myself to the hospital because I think he needs to go to the hospital. So she said, get your ass in the car and take yourself to the hospital. So I took myself to quick care. They didn't have scan capabilities, so they told me to go to the ER. Went to the ER. They did an ultrasound and they did a CT. And about an hour later, the doc came in and said, Mr. Diamond, we have a problem. We need to get your gallbladder out of you right now. And she said it looked really bad. And so they went into surgery and they did it via, she called it robotic surgery. She said as soon as she touched the gallbladder, she described it as a giant zit being popped inside my gut. And she said, as soon as she tried to pull it out, it just popped open, and all the contents went everywhere. So they had to flush my gut out, and then of course that was the reason I ended up having to stay in the hospital several days for IV antibiotics. But I did, before she went in, I asked her, I said, hey doc, can you salvage the gallbladder? She goes, what do you mean salvage it? I says, will you be able to bring it out in one piece? Because I'd like to dry it and carry it on my backpack. And she goes, "Are you crazy?" And I go, "No, it'd be a great talking piece on the trail, that the guy walking up the trail with this dried piece of flesh on the back of his backpack, But when they woke me up that night, I said, "Were you able to salvage it, Doc?" She goes, "No, it was in pieces when I pulled it out." So she said it was definitely gangrenous and it needed to come out. So she said, had I stayed on the trail and it burst while I was on the trail, I would have gotten really sick and I probably would not have been able to walk out, that I would have had to been carried out. So, what the story there is men follow, when you're in pain, get it checked out, or women too, but us men tend to want to blow things off and ignore it for a long time, and it had been about 2 weeks. Originally, it started as a flank pain on my right side, and I had previously had kidney stones, and I don't know if you've ever had kidney stones, but kidney stones are horrible. Probably the most pain that I've had in my life is a kidney stone, and then it started coming around to the front of my abdomen, which sometimes a kidney stone will do. You'll get real nauseated with a bad kidney stone. But it was kind of this dull, annoying pain. And it was more so at night that I noticed it than when I was hiking during the day. And I just couldn't sleep at night. And she said that by eating all that greasy, fatty chicken is probably what set it over the edge. And that's why I did not sleep that night. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Had I not eaten the chicken, the problem still would have stayed. And no telling how many days I would have hiked on the trail before that sucker burst. So things, I'm a firm believer, things happen for a reason. So, they put me in the hospital that night. The crew came and got my car. They continued to hike through Maryland and into Pennsylvania. And then they picked me up the day they were hiking into what they call Pine Grove Furnace, which is the infamous physical halfway point to the AT. And of course, I think we've talked about it before, the infamous half-gallon challenge. So you're supposed to eat a half gallon of ice cream as part of making it halfway. And of course, the better part of valor said, "Dog tag, don't eat a half gallon of ice cream. You will hurt you." So I did a 1 pint challenge. I ate 1 pint of ice cream. One of the young ladies in our group, Steady, she did the whole challenge. And then Sour Patch and Mosey, they split a half gallon between the two of them. So, that's just one of those things. It's pretty, it's iconic, when you're on the AT. It's one of those things that you're supposed to do. But I knew that if I did it, I would probably puke. And having recent incisions in my gut would not have been a smart move for me. So I didn't do it. So, but the other thing, what kind of ice cream?
Yeah.
I ended up eating raspberry, vanilla, chocolate. It was a kind of a mix. Steady, the one who completed the challenge, she was the smart one. She did, because you had to do. They don't have actual half gallons of ice cream anymore. They've downsized everything. So in order to get a true half gallon, you have to have a big tub of ice cream, which what we would consider a half gallon, and then you have to eat a pint of ice cream, and that totals a half gallon of ice cream. So she did a bigger tub of orange sherbet topped with birthday cake, vanilla birthday cake, which made it easy for her to finish. So it took her just under an hour to eat the ice cream. So, but yeah, some people, the record there at the store, they said is just under 4 minutes. So 4 minutes, yeah. But I think the only way that they could have done it, they had to have sat it out in the sun and let it melt it, and then they probably drank it, because that's the only way I think you could finish a frozen ice cream that fast. So, what? Said you'll be right back? Okay. So, but yeah. So, any questions, Dave, that I didn't answer the other night that you might have thought of? Wait a minute, you got a Texas hat on, not a Georgia hat?
I like hats, man.
Oh, okay.
We have listeners all over. So
Oh, okay. Well,
did not say that.
well, I didn't know you liked hats. I'll send you. I'll get one of our Las Vegas Fire hats and I'll send it to you. So yeah. So, oh, that's me. Between hats and T-shirts, you know, people say that I have about 400 T-shirts, but I only wear about 20. So
with me, it's hats and coffee mugs.
Oh, okay.
You got 2 hours to get
I'll bet. So that's cool.
Okay. No, you just gotta kill yourself, brother.
You're not allowed to
Safe
swear.
out there.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to swear. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I tell you what, somebody was definitely looking out for me last week. So, you know, and, you know, a lot of people have been bugging me saying, why am I still on the trail? Why am I out here? But the people that I'm hiking with and the other hikers around me, you know, they appreciate the fact that I bring them cold drinks and shuttle. A lot of them I've been slack packing them so they don't have to carry their full loads. So they're able to make bigger miles with just a day pack. And so, you know, they've been, you know, a lot of them have really been thankful for that. So I tell people, you know, things happen for a reason and got hot all of a sudden. I don't know, even if I was healthy, if I could have been doing the hiking that they're doing right now. Because, well, day before yesterday, they did 22 miles. Yesterday, they did 16. And today, they did 18 in the middle of all this heat. And it's pretty rough. So tomorrow, they're going to do a little bit shorter day. I think they plan a 10, possibly a 12-mile hike. And then we're going to probably go to a hotel tomorrow night so we can be guaranteed some air conditioning. Because, you know, it's just you gotta let your body rest at night. And if you don't, you know, trying to sleep in this heat, you don't sleep at night, and then you get up the next day and you're just still tired, and it just sucks to try to keep walking, you know. So, but, yeah, and they say that it's been hotter north of us than it has here. They were saying in Connecticut, in the New York area in Connecticut, that you know, it's been 100 degrees up there. But I think today it was in the mid 90s here. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 99. And I'm sorry if you're getting all the background noise. There's a big conversation going. I don't know if you're hearing any of it. So. I mean, I can go outside if you need me to step outside. So, but it's like I say, it's all good. You know, I feel lucky that I'm able to still be part of the trail. You know, and supporting a little bit away, and I hike where I can hike when I can hike, and you know, so but I'm still enjoying it. You know. So, but you know, a lot of people said, you know, it's taken other people off trail for a lot less than what it's kept me, you know, keeping me here. So we'll see, you know. So 6 weeks I cannot wear a backpack. So I have to do light packs or no packs at all for 6 weeks. So we'll see. And one of the meds that she adjusted today may affect my blood pressure. So she says I really have to watch my blood pressure because it can bottom out my blood pressure. So I have to be kind of careful about watching my blood pressure with this new med change. So yeah. So, but you know, it's cool.
Oh no, for middle of minute, you put good vibes. I will recommend.
Well, like I said, I saw your posting and I see that. I need to get caught up on my videos. I've been that's the one thing that I haven't done. I should have taken advantage of the time that I've been off to do all my videos, but just the fact that I haven't been able to videotape the trail and do the fun videos. It's like, who wants to see a picture of Dog Tag in the hospital? Who wants to see a picture of Dog Tag sitting in the hospital or sitting in a car somewhere? So, but the one thing that did June 20th, 21st was summer solstice, and I think we had talked a long time ago about that's Hike Naked Day. So one of the videos I did, I won't give it away, but there's a video of on the hike naked day. So so you'll laugh when you see it. So if you watch it, so so it's one of those things that I think when people do it, they make sure nobody's on the trail. They have to look down the trail, and it was a section of the trail that was pretty open, and the fact that you could see way down the trail both ways. So it was up in one of the fields, and there were some trees. So I said, if I'm going to do it, now's the opportunity to do it. So, so you only live one life once,
That's it.
So if Rob comes back, you tell him that dog tag did get to experience summer solstice hike naked on the AT. So but the only funny thing is the reason here he is. Is he coming back? Is I had my Foley in, and that would sucked. You have this plastic bag strapped to your leg, so you're laughing, so you're visiting it. I can tell, Dave. So so even when I'm dying, I'm still trying to make it fun, man. So did you hear, Rob? Hike naked day on the AT. Hike naked day on the AT was last week. So
touching stuff.
No, I did not miss it. You missed me announcing that I did it.
Oh.
So you'll have to. I only had to take one step. That's considered hiking the AT, right? And I made sure there was a white blaze in the picture so that people knew I was on the AT when I did it. So it's not like I hiked all day, so don't get excited about that, So, but I had to do the experience. So, like I said, I may have not have been able to do the half-gallon challenge, but I wasn't going to miss hike naked day on the AT. So,
That's all I got.
so yeah, so it's been fun. It's been fun. So I'm sure there's still some more adventures ahead of me. But we'll take one day at a time and laugh through them all. So, but yeah, my surgeon said that everything's healing well. Just I don't overlift anything, and so she was real happy with it. And the urologist, she's the one she's a great lady, and she's doing everything she can to keep me on the trail. So, but we'll see. I've got an appointment. Hopefully, I only have to go see her at the appointment. But if something happens between now and then, she said I could call and get an immediate appointment with her, and she'd get me in right away. But if I have to go see her before the 2 weeks, it'll probably be the end of my trip. So I'll end up having to go back home to Virginia to see a urologist back home. So we'll keep your fingers crossed. I will continue to keep drinking fluids, and hopefully Mother Nature keeps calling. So but it's all good. So but thanks for sharing my story, and glad I could make you laugh, Dave. And so,
I can't wait for the video.
yeah, I'll get it up tonight. I'll try and get it up tonight. So, because I know a lot of people are laughing about it. So,
what you're saying is, there wasn't Sasquatch fighting.
There wasn't what?
Sasquatch fighting.
The holy land of hospitals.
No, it wasn't. It was dog tag. It was dog tag. So, yeah, no, I didn't even have my big Mountain Dew shirt on. So, yeah, I didn't have my Mountain Dew shirt on either. So, the one thing is, I started the video and I realized I still had my hat on, so I had to take my hat off. And I said, "Oh, now I'm officially naked." So,
There you go.
So, well, I should say I did have shoes on, so that I think that's a one that they give you that you're able to leave your shoes on so that you can walk the trail. So, but I only took a few steps, so but so like I said.
Hey, a good thing is,
like the location.
naked.
I remember like all of us sitting out in the games.
Oh yeah. Did she get video of this?
Oh my god.
Video?
Gave me and my friends a free breakfast.
No.
Because
Elizabeth's awfully quiet tonight.
she said she liked our vibes so much.
That's
Just
why
like classic Neville shit.
This will be a good time for me to finish.
Yeah, and all of the help there too. So sometimes that's the thing. Sometimes you go to a hospital and the people are cool, but the help isn't.
Videos of I didn't do.
Angels rest.
You didn't want to leave any proof out there, huh? Well, like I said, there's some proof of mine, but I did not get full body shots, so don't be disappointed when you don't see full body shots. But probably this way it can at least be posted on my YouTube channel. So I don't know if it was full nudity, whether they would allow that to be posted on a YouTube channel or not. So but hey, and nobody else that I know of wants to claim it, but everybody that does it usually will do it in a section when they're by themselves. So,
What you need to blur out.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't take much blurring. So. Yeah, it wouldn't take much blurring. So, but the other thing I had to be very careful of is at the time I was taking antibiotics. So too much sun exposure when you're on antibiotics can be that's not good for you when you're on antibiotics. So I had to keep the sun exposure minimal.
It's like if they also rent upstairs.
And I want to say this as well. I think Miss Elizabeth has inspired. I think that all three of us.
Okay.
And where they're
Okay. All right. Are we going to Alaska too?
And the yard is huge.
Well, I'm not planning on going to Alaska, but
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't like
Dave, are you up for the leather pant challenge?
What was it?
I don't know what it is.
Appalachian trailer.
You wear leather pants, me, you, and Dog Tag.
Appalachian trailer. Trailer. Is that your hot springs? Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. I would put that. Like, almost really.
They might make leather chaps though. Just leather chaps, I'm sure we could probably find those.
The best showers. Like, they have all of the showers. Yeah.
That would get some ratings up on your shows for sure, I think. So,
Leather chaps challenge.
the leather chaps challenge. There you go.
I'm down.
Hell yeah.
If I want to be honest, you get some of those old man swim trunks.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the Spados.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah. Well.
an hour.
More than Speedos underneath.
Does that bring back some of your younger years when you might have gone to some of those stripper parties the ladies usually have?
Never been to a stripper party.
Oh, well, you should have, instead of going to Alaska, you should have gone to Vegas. And if you'd have worn leather pants in Vegas, I'm sure you could have found some parties there to go to.
Interesting.
But
It's also really nice to see.
somewhere I don't have a
Very
desire.
rough day going into there. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not all about gambling. There's some great shows in Vegas.
Yeah.
So,
You go see Tom Jones.
yeah.
Okay. And so we pushed like our biggest day.
Yeah. Yeah.
At that point,
My first favorite song.
the elevation we did was like
Well,
insane. Because that was a max.
Well, Chuck's favorite.
Yeah. Oh, and the climb right after standing there. Right? Yes. Yeah. Dude, yeah.
There you go.
is she cutting herself out so that we don't hear everything all on purpose?
No.
Oh yeah. We got all the different weather kind of precipitation. We got all the precipitation.
I
I
didn't
didn't
hear.
hear you.
That's what broke my earbuds. For the first time. Not their loves.
What is Chuck's favorite song?
We rock them with the same broken earbuds.
Tom Jones.
I had wired earbuds.
I don't have.
Adapter got water in it on that night, and then I got a new adapter, and now I lost everything.
And what's New Kitty Cat?
It's nice. Bluetooth.
Oh,
Yeah, I had the shot, and like a while ago.
Chuck.
So then,
Hey, Rob, I have a question for you. Somebody that watches your show, when they hear that I'm coming on, they've asked, have you lost weight recently?
a couple weeks ago.
Have you been losing weight?
Oh, so I've been rocking.
Yeah, you.
Headphones.
Okay.
Because they're too expensive.
Okay.
to Just like,
I thought maybe you've been sneaking out on the AT and not telling me and something, and you're trying to catch up to
then
me.
I would go get a cheaper like that.
I was going to sneak out on the AT.
I do have
It would definitely have been
Yeah. It was funny today when I was at the surgeon's clinic, the nurses had to look up a chart and they saw the picture of my driver's license on my chart. And they came back in and they were holding this paper and I go, what are you looking at? And they go, we had to see if this is the same guy, because my driver's license picture versus the way I look right now, they say, boy, you can sure tell you have lost a lot of weight since you've gone on this hike. And I just, and tonight when I was over at the church hostel, I was telling everybody that story. And so everybody started pulling out their driver's license and everybody was sharing their picture, pre-AT hike driver license pictures to their current self, And I was the one that had lost the most weight from the driver license pictures. So, but it was mine was 80 pounds down to 30 plus pounds, I think is what it was. So
as he's climbing it, it's like.
You're helping run it. It's amazing, man. Love what you're doing here.
Yeah, that's like John up here introduces himself as JC. Yeah.
Well,
JC, what's that stand for?
it's like all the hikers that I've been shuttling around, they've been wanting to give me money, and I said, I'm not going to take your money, but my dog tag fundraiser page, go to there and donate money. So that's what some of them have been doing. Instead of giving me cash, they've gone to my fundraiser page and donate money on my fundraiser page, which has been nice. So yeah, that's something I just need to do a little bit better job of promoting. So, but yeah, it's all good. So, I won't keep you guys. I got to get up at 4:00 in the morning so I can shuttle some folks around, and we'll check in another week, and hopefully I'll still be out here on the trail, and I won't have to have gone back and see the doc again. But yeah. Well, thank you all for following, and thank you for your prayers, and really enjoy your show. Keep it coming. I hope I'm helping a little bit with your ratings, and do
you think hiking on the trail?
No, it was more so that they think of the problem was existing prior to me coming out on the trail. But the thing that did aggravate it was the greasy food when I come into town, eating the greasy burgers, eating the greasy chicken that night. They said that definitely made it become more prevalent. So now she says I can't. It's not like she said I can't have greasy food. It's just be careful of eating too much because you don't have your gallbladder, which helps you break down that stuff. So that's the one thing I have to be careful of. So like tonight they had pizza over at the church hostel. I only ate one slice of pizza, where on a normal day I could have eaten a half a pizza by myself. So, so yeah, I'm just trying to avoid some of the greasier foods. So, but they don't believe that it was the actual hike that caused the gallbladder to. They say if anything, it might have helped identify the problem quicker, you know. So, but yeah, so it's all good, you know. Could have been worse. They could have been hauling. Somebody could have had to have carried the big fat guy off the trail, and that's, you know, having to have done that a few times in Las Vegas when I was part of the tech rescue team. That is not something that's fun to do, is when you're having to put 4 people on a stretcher to try to carry somebody out of a remote area. You know, the AT would not have been a fun place for for them to try to get me out of there. So, especially as big as I am. So I saved the rescue crews a lot of cussing and screaming. So, but yeah. So, you know, it is what it is, and I'm glad. My only downfall is I wish I could have recovered the gallbladder. I would have loved to have had it hanging on my backpack. So, you know, I know that's strange, but, you know, it just is something I would have loved to have had. Yeah.
The whole person to make the trip.
Yeah, exactly. What I want to finish with what I start with, you know. So, you know, it should have finished with me. So, you know, it definitely would have been a talk of the town, you know. So
I'm glad it could have finished with you instead of finishing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. I am glad it didn't finish me either. So, but it's always great to talk with you guys, and thanks. Keep the shows coming, and you know, even when it's just one of you talking Dave or one of you talking Rob, it's still a great show to watch. So, I just wish I wasn't so tired some nights, because I'd love to stay up later and watch the whole shows. So, but it's fun to you guys have a great show, and thanks for sharing my story. So look forward to getting it done one day, and then coming to Georgia, and you guys can treat me to some real cornbread. So
Don't go to Ohio and get it.
No, I'll tell you, you know, there's a lady that it was called Weary Feet Hostel, and she made some cornbread. I'll tell you what, it was by far, and I don't think my wife watches this show, so I'm safe to say it was by far the best cornbread that I've ever eaten. And she actually sent me the recipe for it, so that when I get done, I can make my own. So, but I guess I'll have to come down south and see if yours is any better than hers. So yeah.
If you're watching up in and watch the show tonight, you are definitely.
Yeah. Well, you know, that was the one thing that I used to love my mom's fried chicken when I was growing up as a kid. I always thought it was the best fried chicken in the world. And then I met my wife, and I really learned what fried chicken was really all about. And of course, I never made the mistake of telling my mom that my wife's fried chicken was better than hers. Because every time I would go home, my mom would always cook her fried chicken, you know. And my wife would always say, "You think my chicken's better than your mom's?" And I go, "Oh, by far," you know. But so just one of those things that you got to be careful what you say to your close ones about sharing that kind of information, you know. So yeah. But you know, being out here on the trail, those are the things that you miss the most, are those home cooked meals, you know. And when Adam, the guy that brought the fried chicken out, when he asked me what do you want, I said, man, the crew is wanting sub sandwiches, which we get a lot of on this trail. We stop at Subway or places like that. I said, but we don't get a lot of fried chicken. I'd love to have fried chicken. And so sure enough, he found us some fried chicken and brought us out on the trail. And, you know, it's by far, you know, it hit the spot that night, but I paid the price the next day. So
It might be better that it happened that way.
Oh, it definitely. I agree. I mean, like I said, I'm a firm believer that things happen for a reason. So, what was nice is he brought us fried chicken that night. And then while we were eating dinner that night at the trailhead, it started to rain on us. And he goes, "Where are you guys going to camp at?" "Well, we're going to go down here to the campsite." He goes, "Why don't you come to my house and sleep in the house?" So he drove us to his house. We followed him to his house, and he put us up in his house that night. So we got to go there, take showers, and so like I said, it was just a nice break off trail. And then, of course, when we got up the next morning, I wasn't feeling well, and then when I went to the hospital, my car was stuck at the hospital where my crew was up the trail. He was nice enough to come to the hospital with his son, and they drove my car up the trail to where the rest of the crew was, so they didn't have to get off trail and come back to the hospital. So, and he was a true trail angel. He brought us food, and it went way beyond that. So, and he had offered me to let me come stay at his house if I needed a place to stay after the trail, after I got discharged from the hospital. So, it's just been nice. So, things like that, the simple things in life that people do go a long ways out here. So a lot of things that people are doing right now on the trail is they're bringing ice chests and dropping them off at trail crossings that are full of water and Gatorade, so that when hikers walk by, they can rehydrate and fill their bottles with water. So, if anybody's out there that's a trail angel, thank you for what you've done to support the hiking community. So, a cold drink or a cold piece of fruit, it goes a long, long way on the trail. So, so it's like when you think you're ready to be done for the day and somebody has trail magic, it'll give you that extra 2 or 3 miles that you need to go and finish. So, thanks to all the people who do trail magic out there. So, but you all be safe, and we'll check in next week again, hopefully, and I'll let you know where we're at. We will hopefully be somewhere close to being done with Pennsylvania by next week. So, oops, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. You guys take care. Rob, I hope you get to feeling a lot better. And Dave, tell your wife I'm thinking of her. And Miss Elizabeth, sorry I missed the leather show. So, but maybe Rob and I can one up you. So, so you all take care and you be safe. So thank you again. Take care. Be safe.
No, most people will find it.
Night.
People in the woods weren't even aware.
He's gonna put that video up tonight.
Now, I missed a lot of what you're saying. They apparently had a good crew going there where he was at. We can't hear what you're saying still.
War stories.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's brutal. Man.
You're still not coming through, I don't think.
Me?
Yeah, there you go.
It's hotter ahead of them than it is where they're at.
Wow. It's hotter up there. It's the same temperature here today as it was where you're at.
That's
the humidity is so bad in the area that he's at. People don't realize how bad the humidity gets in that area around the June, July year. It rivals anything else in the country. There's something weird about that Pennsylvania. They talk about Gettysburg and how that affected those soldiers. It's brutal. It really is.
And see, I think it's as bad there as it is down here right now. And it's just, ugh.
I know, it makes you don't even want to go outside.
I know. It makes the gnats just swarm. Oh my gosh. Y'all, there were so many gnats at one point in time today, I thought I was seeing spots. And I wear my glasses to keep them out of my eyes, and they were getting in behind my glasses and everything else. I never had that kind of issue. Man, they were full force.
Yeah, I don't like them. I hate them.
I know they're a great source of protein and all, but that gum.
I can find other sources of protein.
You're right.
Dang,
You're right.
Skippy.
I mean, what's bad is, you go out, and you have to deal with gnats. That's bad enough. But, then you see them like a cow. Where are they at? They're all flocked around his tail. A dog. They're all flocked around the dog's tail. And then the next thing you know, one's flying in your mouth. And you're like, where was he just at?
I hate it when they fly in my ear.
Yes. I wear my head sock for that. But, yeah, if I go outside without my head sock on, and they go flying in my ear. Oh.
It's like, and then it's like, oh my gosh, you're doing that
Yeah.
little number in your ear.
Or when they go straight up your nose.
Yeah.
And they don't die. And they sit there and they crawl around and it tickles your nose.
And if you're
Makes
doing
you
like
think.
that right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you try to blow him out. Ugh.
Well, I don't do that. I'm a lady. I get a tissue.
If you are outside in the garden,
No. I usually have I'm usually prepared. I have tissues in my pocket.
well, you should stick them in your nose. That'd keep them out. Be a good use of tissue. I'm going to tell you, if I'm outside and one goes up my nose, I ain't going back inside looking for no tissue. He's coming out.
I just can't do that.
It's easy. I'll teach you how.
It's all right. Listen, I don't think I told y'all this. When we were coming back home, our flight was not till late. Like, we did not leave Vancouver until like 11:30 that night.
Yeah.
And so we had been stop me if I've told y'all this. We'd been at the airport all day, and we went upstairs. The airport in Vancouver had been upstairs. Did I tell y'all about the English man? Okay. We'd been at the airport all day. And so there's a hotel inside the airport in Vancouver. We went upstairs, stayed in the lounge, just the little lounge area. They had couches and things like that. And we'd just been sitting there, on our phones, not doing anything, the whole day. So when it was time for us to check in, we finally went downstairs. We were getting on the elevator to go down, and this salt and pepper, beard, mustache, hair gentleman got off the elevator. Quite attractive man. And he spoke and had a lovely, lovely British accent. And he said, I'm not even going to attempt to try to do a British accent. He said, I'm looking for the hotel. And I said, oh, it's just right down there. And I did that with my hand. I said, oh, it's just right down there. And he stopped. He turned around. He said, oh, I love your accent. Can you just say that one more time? I said, say what one more time? It's just right down there. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, it's just right down there. He said, I could just sit and listen to you talk for hours.
And you were thinking the same thing about him.
I was. And I told him that. I said, no, you got it wrong. You have a wonderful accent. I said, I could have probably sat and listened to you for hours. He said, oh, no. He said, you don't understand. Your accent is so beautiful. He said, I enjoy listening to you talk. He said, I could literally just stand here and close my eyes and just listen to you talk. Oh. And I just kind of chuckled. I said, well, honey, if you'd have been here about 3 or 4 hours ago, we would have had a wonderful conversation. I said, because my flight is we're just now getting checked in. And he said, well, doggone. He didn't actually say doggone, because, British don't talk like that.
No, they don't.
He said, well, if I'd have done that, he said, I would have been here a lot sooner. He said, we could have had a wonderful conversation. And I just thought that was so sweet. Because, I know I have a thick accent, and I know I do. And I'm proud of my accent.
Yeah.
But
Joe Elliott, British singer for Def Leppard, said, in England, it don't impress nobody. He said, but the girls in Texas sure didn't like it. They said, you sound kind of cute. He said, talk some more, big guy.
That's funny.
They played well in America.
Barry, why would I need a hairnet? That's like shampoo. Why the heck would I need shampoo?
That's
You
funny.
still got to wash your head.
Wash my hair.
Head.
Oh, well, soap will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have roots there.
Guys from other places, live Southern girl. I think she meant love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they love Southern girls, but they love their accents.
Well, heck yeah. Just think, if he ever tunes into this show here and hears that conversation you have with Steve.
I don't know that Steve does. He likes New York girls because he likes AOC.
Well, Steve is just chasing tail.
I think John Fetterman said the same thing.
If Steve could just get in her pants a couple good times, that's all he's wanting.
He needs to get married.
He ain't gonna. She ain't gonna change her ways, and he ain't gonna change her. A man is already set in his ways, and a woman's already set in her ways. They ain't no changing nobody.
They say the fun is in trying.
Well, no, it's not.
No, it's not. That's a dad blame wrong. Whoever they are, they wrong. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's the biggest lie. Whoever made it up, they lying.
Hey, you know what's funny? I don't know how many times. Oh, he's a great guy. I just got a couple things I've got to fix with it. You ain't fixing them.
Mm-mm.
No. There's like a couple of things about you that's annoying him. You ain't gonna fix them either.
No. You either gonna accept them and live with them,
Yeah.
or you're not, and you're gonna go your separate ways.
Yeah.
Well, but you hear all these people that say, well, they're great now. I've got them trained.
Well,
And somebody made sacrifices.
Yeah.
But you do hear that.
Well, there is another side to that too. They say get them young, train them right.
Well,
don't you be hating them. It's either you accept somebody for who they are or you do not.
mm-hmm.
It's not your place to change them. If y'all are having issues with what's going on, then y'all have to meet in the middle somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no finger pointing and stuff like that. There ain't no getting mad. Oh, you put a pot on the top shelf of the dishwasher. You don't love me no more. Well, I put it on the top shelf because that's where there was room for it. And if it don't get clean on the top shelf, we don't need to put nothing on the top shelf because nothing's getting clean. Get off me. At least I had enough gumption to put it in there.
Deep breath, Rob. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath.
Now I got to fart. Thank you very much.
Go fart.
Do what?
Go fart.
I already did. That's why Chuck ran out of the room.
Bless him.
Yeah, poor little thing. I've got a crack about this wide underneath my bedroom door. And every morning now, I see an orange paw reaching in under the door. Reaching in. So I'll walk up to it and he'll put it up there and he'll just lay it down. And I put my foot on it and he'll pull it back. Then he'll put it back under there again. I put my foot on, he'll pull it back. And I'll put my foot under the door, he'll put his foot on my foot. He won't put his claws out or nothing. He just puts his foot on mine and I'll pull it back. Then all of a sudden he'll just shove his whole arm. And his legs are huge, long. He'll reach all the way through that. And, and then he'll tap my foot and I'll step on it. We do this for 10 or 15 minutes every stinking day now.
That's funny.
I like how you started that story.
Yeah.
I've got a crack about this wife.
I know. That was not going where I thought it was going.
I know. I didn't know where he was going with it.
He started with him farting.
Yeah. So you thought I said I got a crack about this wide. And when I farted, it went.
Oh.
Good Lord. Live TV, folks. You never know what somebody's going to say.
That's
like,
right.
What the heck is he talking about?
I'll tell you what, if I had a crack this wide and put it in Mrs. Middleton, I might need to borrow your chapstick.
You might need some preparation H. You might need something that's going to shrink that up.
Oh, yeah, we got it going on tonight.
I don't know if Botox would shrink it up or not. You need something
Get some alum. Get some alum.
Need something to tighten that up.
Oh, Lord of mercy. All right. Well, Miss Elizabeth, we're glad you made it back from Alaska safe and sound with your leather pants intact. And thank you. I'm sure that the country of Canada will be sending you a bill to repair their bikes that you tore up. And
but listen, I do want you to know, everybody I met in Canada was so wonderful. They were so nice. I did not meet anybody that was rude.
if you'd have had on a Trump hat, I bet you would have.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, though. They like Trump up there. A lot of the citizens do. That would have been awesome, though, to go to Canada wearing a Trump hat. I'd have done it just to see if I got anybody to say anything. I ain't never been cussed out for French, I don't think.
Well, listen, I know it's time to leave, but I do have to tell you one other observation I made while I was up there. And I said it when we were in a taxi going to the airport, and the other two ladies were like, I can't believe you said that. I didn't notice any people overweight.
Oh.
Everybody was, everybody was good and trim. I didn't notice any overweight people.
No,
But you'd also, what I also didn't notice? Any fast food restaurants. Like McDonald's, Burger King, any of that. I didn't notice any of those. They had sit down restaurants that you go into, but they served like fresh foods. They served good homemade foods. And everything was cooked fresh to order.
They just hide all the fat people when the tourists are coming in.
Yeah.
They got a fat farm prison that they send them to.
Yeah.
Pick them all up.
Well, they may just keep them there then until they slim down and they can put them back out in society.
Maybe.
Because I'm telling you, I didn't see anybody that was overweight.
Canada's changing every day.
Yeah.
I did not see anybody overweight.
I think Dave's on to something. I think they got a fat farm out there. They move all the people out to the fat farm and they make them diet, or they make them become truck drivers.
Well,
because I know I saw some fat truck drivers. I know I did.
Well, let me tell you something. Being a truck driver is hard work.
It is.
And they don't get a chance to eat good meals.
No. They have to get what they can get, survive on.
They do.
They'll probably pack up beef jerky and dried apricots before they leave home.
My sister and brother-in-law is a truck driver.
Mm-hmm. Does she drive truck with him?
Yeah.
Oh.
She drives, and he drives at night.
Okay. She drives during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I went back out on the road today, actually.
I don't think I want to be a truck driver.
She's 73 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
Still
Well,
driving a truck.
me being epileptic, I don't think that'd be good for me to drive no 18-wheeler. Although it might be exciting for other people. I've seen
Well,
these
but
on
you-
out. Huh?
I don't think it'll be good for you either.
No, but you'd make a great lot lizard.
Did you just say that I would make a great lot lizard? What kind of lot lizard are you looking for, sir? While I appreciate the compliment, I'm a little disturbed by the one who said it. You know, I'm just glad Steve's not on. Because Steve would probably be like, hell yeah. Instead of AOC, I need some RSB. He got that honky tonk badunky donk. Look at that. Make my easy bake oven light up.
Well, let me get a drink of my water.
Come on, baby, hit my iron. Oh, if it came out your nose, that'd be great.
That needs to be in the line of a song for him.
Yeah. Come on, baby, hit my iron. Robert set my easy bake on fire. Oh.
Oh, dear heavens.
Sorry, Barry.
I agree, Barry. That is scary. I can see Rob standing out somewhere holding a boom box.
Oh, what?
One of those old boom boxes.
Yeah. Yeah. Up on my shoulder.
Yes.
Come on, baby, light my fire. I said Steve's easy bake on fire. He can feel the heat way over there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah. You know, we might as well just have fun. I mean, come on. What would possess you to say that I would make a great lot lizard?
Well,
You don't think you
about
would?
Huh?
You don't think you would?
Oh, if I set my mind to it, I could accomplish anything.
there are more women truck drivers now than there are men. They're taking up the profession.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See, you thought the other way.
Yeah, I thought you were saying, oh. No.
Come on, man. You'd make a good hoe.
Oh, I know.
I just had this image of him running up, jumping on the side of a truck without his cap on. Said, hey.
Knocking on the window.
Knock 3 times.
I'm here.
You looking for a good time?
My time is money, honey. Now, you want a good time or what?
He looks like one of those guys that was in any which way you can, the motorcycle game. That's what. That's what it reminds me.
Yeah, well, you look like
got a
Clyde.
wig.
Huh?
You about wig or something.
You think I'd have to put on the wig?
Yeah, you might have to glue it on.
I think the red wig would be appropriate. I could be like red on the head, fire in the hole.
They might open the door and say, "Which hole?" Oh gosh, quit making me laugh. Oh.
I bet you wish you had a swing like this in your cab.
That rib still hurts. Oh dear heavens.
I know you worn out. I've been running through your mind all day. Oh, wait, that's why I'm so tired. I've been running through the mind all day. Okay. Said that one backwards.
Whew.
You looking for a good time?
Rockin' Rob.
Come on, baby, let Steve's fire. He's like, oh boy, I wish he'd be a lot lizard. Oh, I had to drive to Georgia.
He could wear his short shorts, his beach shorts with his cowboy.
I wear short shorts.
He could have him a shirt that ties in the front. Oh crap!
Oh.
Tie my little shirt in the front.
Oh gosh! Oh.
I get me a bandana pull and pull it around my head and tie my wig on good and tight.
No, you gotta glue it on, man.
Hell no. They get excited. They might try to pull my hair. That hurt. Be like, quit it.
Pulling hair, that costs extra.
That's right.
That's $15 extra for hair pulling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they gotta wait till I roll over on my stomach so they can reach my back.
God, shut up.
Oh.
You don't think I wouldn't be feisty about it either. I'd be looking at them saying, hey, you mean I shaved my legs for this?
Oh. Oh, God.
Steve, I think Miss Elizabeth, Jennifer, Dave have found us a new profession. We're going to have to become lot lizards for the female truck drivers.
Is Steve on here?
No, but we'll have to remind him of that in the morning.
Okay.
Or Wednesday morning. Well, I might not be here Wednesday. We'll see.
Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
Yeah, good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. You know, that would probably, being said he finds AOC, you know, all that, this is probably a good calling for him. You know, I'm just saying.
He'd make a lot of money.
I wouldn't. The hell?
You would need that long flowing hair.
I could have a long flowing hair.
I know you got the wig. The red one would work better, though. You might get more money.
Well, red on the head. What happens if they pull it off?
That's why I said you just need to glue it on. You need to just quit.
It reminds me of that scene in Andy Griffith where Barney dresses up like the bride, and Ernest T is telling her how much she loves her, and Barney flips out.
I remember that one.
He's like shaking.
Barney, bless him, he was so ugly. Oh God.
So me and Steve would either have to wear Speedos and leather chaps, or
Short shorts and boots.
short shorts, boots, and a little tight shirt.
Yeah.
And I'd have to wear a wig, and he'd have to wear a beret
Or long braid.
or a long braid.
You would look like that scene in Armed and Dangerous with John Candy and Eugene Levy when they dressed up as the biker top dudes walking down the street. If you ain't seen that, you need to see that.
At least you didn't say we looked like some characters out of the Blue Oyster Bar in Police Academy. Oh, that could be the music we could be playing when we walked up. But
Oh gosh.
No.
Yes, it is.
I can see me and Steve dressed up like that for the female truck drivers out there and playing a famous Def Leppard song, Pour Some Sugar on Me. Dressed like that, and each of us have a bag of sugar. Pour some sugar on me. I'm just saying.
Oh, good heavens.
Heaven by the dashboard light. Steve would have to change that around to Heaven by the Easy Bake Oven's high-powered light bulb. Dean, what do you mean scary thought? We ain't doing this for you. We're doing it for the female truck drivers out there because they're taking over the industry. Dude, you left the door wide open there, and I'm going to be nice, and I'm not going to step through it. I'm going to be nice. You know, when you was a baby, your mama dressed you up like cowboy. No, wait, you a little bit old for that. Dale Earnhardt. Your first words was probably Earnhardt. That was your first word. Earnhardt. Robert Grayson.
No doubt.
That's right. Let's see. The female truck drivers need to take over because young people can't do it. That's right. And they need to be supported. They need their lot lizards out there to take care of them. That's where Steve and I are going to come in. Yes.
Right.
What?
I double dog dare you to get a shirt, Rob, that says South Georgia Lot Lizard Gigolo. And wear that to town.
He's afraid. He's afraid he'll get some offers.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Dave, you're coming down here on the 19th. Why don't we both get these shirts made? And you wear one and I'll wear one, and we'll go to Camilla, Georgia.
Dean says in pink.
Dean's been wanting to see me in pink for a while. But it's for the girls, Dean.
Well, really, women don't really need any lot lizards. We got plenty of toys to take care of ourselves. We can do it better ourselves than most men can.
Hmm.
If the truth be told.
Oh, you're trying to put me and Steve out of a job, and we hadn't even started it yet.
Sorry.
Yeah, but we can hold them tight and cuddle.
Rob's head just deflated.
We can hold them tight and cuddle and tell them they're right. I can see
They
them
know
now.
you're going to be lying then.
I can see it now. They'll pull up. Hey, how about you charge me to tell me I'm pretty and I'm right? Oh, that's $25. Okay, here you go. You are just so beautiful.
They'll know you lying.
Correct. Huh?
They'll know you lying.
Barry said Rob might be abducted if he's not careful. As long as I don't get probed, I'd probably be all right.
Oh, jeez.
We're going to have to continue on with mine and Steve's lot lizard story another night. We're going to have to continue this on. Wait a minute.
I just have this
Next week. Next
I
week.
just have
Steve
this
will be on.
image. I just have this image of a bunch of illegals getting pulled over, and Rob's in the car. And they're like, "Who's that?"
He's been sold into sex trafficking.
We bought him. He's ours.
Oh. No. No.
Oh, Dean, that was mean.
Oh.
Oh,
Are you saying the illegals would have to be blind?
they all get deported. They claim Rob has to go with them because they own him. You gonna love Mexico.
Oh, you know, go Mexico. You go stay right here.
Oh, geez.
We know comprende.
Look on Rumble Studio, Rob.
What is it?
Oh, I'll put it over. Egg conservative is in the house. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. There's another good one. Rob will break commerce laws crossing over state lines if they drug him across. Eric Sturdy. Going to be Kilmore Garcia in the car. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
That's okay. Me and Steve are going to have a bright, long career as lot lizards for female truck drivers. It'll be wonderful. We're going to show off our southern accent. Steve's going to show off his shorts.
What's your CB handle going to be?
Well, mine's going to be tight in the flaps, and Steve's is going to be loose in the rudders.
Oh, good heavens.
I can't imagine what'll be written on the women's restroom wall. For a good time call.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't mess with them.
If you see these two,
Call 911.
No, I'm tight in the flats. Not Tennessee boy. All right. Now look, Dane, if you want to be in on this action too, you can probably make it work. But you know, you're gonna have to be Tennessee boy. Okay. You know, and it'd probably be all right. I'm sure there's some mail truckers out there that need some assistance too.
Rob.
Hey, they'd agree, rubbing Drayson.
Oh.
You look like Kyle Busch. Come here, big boy.
Oh my goodness, you're not right.
You just now figuring that out. Come on, man.
Oh, Barry said they would definitely keep the gnats away. We about a half hour over.
I know it's
we spent about 20, 30 minutes on here just talking about mine and Steve's new career move. So, you know, we'll have to come back and revisit this. He's going to be on a week from Wednesday anyway. We'll have to just kind of get everybody back on here and we'll just rehash all this.
Okay.
So, yeah. My CB handle will be tight in the flat. Steve will be loose in the rudders.
You better write it down so nobody forgets.
Oh, I ain't going to forget that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I will. I'll block it out.
We'll have to ease into this because, you know, Steve's not on here tonight. He's not going to know about it, so we're going to have to be. What? And picking on you? Who's picking on you?
You.
He started it. Said they'd have to be blind to pick me for that. Miss Jeff, you have a good night too. We thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry, we just kind of got totally silly right here at the end, but that's fine. You know, we got to get silly every once in a while. Y'all have a great, wonderful evening. We're glad y'all joined in with us. And we will see y'all. Dave will see you tomorrow. You said they'd have to be blind. The female truck drivers have to be blind to pick me for their lot lizard. You said it. Where's it at? Right there.
I have a feeling you would be the favorite of the senior circuit.
You said that too. It's not very nice, Dave. Don't think I didn't hear that. I just ignored it.
Grandma special. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Y'all have a great day. Good night. It's just gonna get worse, I'm afraid.
It is.
It is already headed that way.
Oh, jeez. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.
Good night, y'all.
Mama said there would be days like this when Dave and Rob start to show. There is bound to be some good times had by those who remember what Mama said. Mama said